Hi, Taurus. It's Denise with Divine Soul Astrology, and today I'm here to discuss the horoscope for April 2026. It's going to be an exciting month. I mean, Aries, Aries month. It's really Aries month until the 19th when the sun will enter your sign, right? I mean, there's going to be a good like 10, almost 2 weeks actually with the sun in your sign. Yeah, that's true. And then Aries, the sun will be in Aries for the first half of until the 19th. So, this is, Aries is really in your 12th house, Taurus. It's the last sign before your house. Before your sign. So maybe you're closing out cycles, right? You could be, as well, because the 12th house is a place of endings, right? So we have the full moon at the top, at the beginning of the month on the first, we have the full moon in Libra, and that is, that's important for you because why do I say that? Because you both share Venus as a ruler. So if you'd like to see that video, you can check that out, and that has already been uploaded. It's there, the full moon in Libra. Yeah, so go check that out. And then after that, we have as I was saying, we have a lot of activity in your 11th and your 12th houses. So your 12th house is Aries and your 11th house is Pisces. Very interesting. So the 11th house, though, in Pisces, but this is about friends and, our social connections. It is. It's also about our hopes and wishes, gains, usually from the 10th house and the future. The 11th house is very future oriented. So we have a lot of activity in the 11th house of the future and the 12th house of ending. So there can be definitely something that you're kind of closing out here because you want something new for yourself, could be. This is going to be for Taurus, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Not particularly in that order, though. I would say ascendant or rising, Sun, and then Moon. Yeah. And so Yeah, and so maybe you are, Taurus in some way surrendering to a higher realm because your 12th house was in your 12th house is about surrendering. It definitely is. On the ninth, Mars, the ruler of the sun, at least until the sun moves into your sign, then Venus will be the ruler of the sun then. But Mars, the ruler of the sun, on the ninth and actually enters Aries in your house of ending and release. So, Mars wants us to get up and do something. That's why, Mars is the planet of action. So definitely there could be something that you are working on there, but you want to release something, right, as well, or something new for yourself, but you need to kind of close out a chapter, right? We are in spring, and spring is about spring cleaning. It is, and that can be physical or psychological, right? And psychological is usually the most important. Yes, it definitely is. But we have Mars and Neptune as well, and Mars is conjoining Neptune on the 12th, and then Mars will conjoin Saturn on the 19th. So these are in Aries, and so Neptune wants you to believe in your dreams. It definitely does. Believe in your visions, in your dreams, surrender to the divine, and Saturn wants you to, be realistic and self-disciplined and things like that. So, Mars is there to kind of get it done, right? So that will be happening in your 12th house of endings, but in Aries. So as I said, ending in a new beginning, it can be, right? And so, yeah, and so, yeah, and so this could be also, Saturn with the conjunction with not natal Mars, but with Mars. This is, asking you to be prepared, right? And to act responsibly and maturely about something. As I was saying, the sun will conjoin Chiron, and that is in Aries as well. That is in your 12th house. So maybe there's something again that you're releasing. But the sun is a sense, the sun is life. It's also a sense of ourself. That's why we have our sun sign in like yours may be in Taurus. Maybe this is your rising sign for you, but the sun is kind of an expression of ourselves, right? Our sense of selves, that's what that is. So, we have the sun with Chiron in your 12th house. Or it could be something that you're becoming more resilient about, right? Something that you're letting go of, you're overcoming, which, which really, equals kind of, or, means resilience. So there could be something there good for you. Um, and maybe the sun is showing you what that is, and you're becoming more resilient. The sun can bring clarity as well sometimes, right? Um, yeah, and so maybe you felt that something was kind of holding you back, right? With the sun conjoining Chiron in your 12th house of endings. We're also going to have a new moon in Aries on the 16th, and I will talk about that in a separate video. Um, yeah, it's really interesting how that is because Aries season is your 12th house of endings, and so um, yeah, but Aries is about new beginnings. So I just find that's interesting for you guys, of course. The sun enters your sign on the 19th, Taurus. And then everything will be, this is going to be about yourself now, right? When the sun enters your own sign. So that is a very favorable time for you. And then we have Mercury, the planet of the mind, the planet of thinking, really, and communication. And so that will conjoin Mars in Aries in your 12th house. So you may know what you need to close out, possibly, or what you want to do for yourself, or what, Mars can also sometimes represent overcoming because, in the tarot, Mars is the emperor, and the emperor steps in and says, "Hey, we got to fix this, right? I want order in my empire," things like that. So sometimes about fixing, but it is about definitely that Mars is represents a cardinal sign, Aries. So this is like, whatever I want or I'm driven, right? Things like that. So, and we have, as I was saying, we had Mercury conjoining natal Mars. So this is definitely, let me analyze what I want to do. And so in your 12th house and maybe what I want to close out, but it's going to be at 8 degrees, and this is suggesting a major transformation of some sort and regeneration. It could be action regarding your ideas and your plans when natal Mercury is with Mars. And now, and Venus, Taurus, your own Venus, right? Natal Venus will be conjoining Uranus in your house, in at both at 29 degrees. This is definitely pushing you in your sign, pushing you to do something, pushing you to adapt to change. That's really what Uranus wants. It wants us to be, and it can create instability. So, or it's uncomfortable, something unstable, or right, maybe you can't maintain it for a long time, or it's feeling unstable, maybe. But Uranus at 29 degrees, conjoining your natal Venus will definitely urge you to end something, to complete something, really. All right. And so we have Venus, yeah, and it's asking you to embrace change when it is there with Uranus, even if something feels unstable or chaotic, right? And Taurus likes, more consistent energy, but this is putting pressure on you, Taurus. And I understand that because Taurus is an earth sign, it's a little slower. They like stability and nothing wrong with that, right? I also have a Taurus moon, so I completely understand, right? There's jokes about Taurus, right? And I can say it here because I have a Taurus moon. It's like we don't like change. Why if this is working, just keep it the same. But sometimes, we have to let things go and do things in a new way, right? We do. And maybe it is asking you to do something there, of course. Yeah, and yeah, Uranus is going to want innovation and improvement. It wants to break down old patterns. Yeah, and yes, and then Venus is going to enter into Gemini. Also, Uranus will as well into Gemini, and that will be in your second house of finance, possession, and well-being. This is your house of self-worth as well. So definitely something could be going on there. Venus will be supporting you there but only through acceptance of change because of Uranus. Yeah. So interesting there, right? Yeah. But this can foster growth and progress for you, Taurus, and personal freedom. That's what Uranus brings. It can bring us freedom. Yeah. But after the tower kind of falls and just things like that. All right. You could experience breakthroughs, spiritual breakthroughs, right? Oh, wow. I'm going to do it this way. Or, oh, wow. And, kind of just a aha moment. You could. Um, yeah, and these can be on matters of self-esteem, self-worth, right? And how you feel about yourself and your own resilience and things like that. But it can be also about matters of finance for sure. And also, since Venus will be there with Uranus, it can also be about our relationships, your love, your relationships as this relates to, it still represents Libra, but Venus is Venus, right? And these can be matters of beauty and harmony and balance in your life as well. So that may be the focus, or could be something like that going on in your life. Um, yeah, so thank you so much for joining me here. Taurus, please like, share, and subscribe. It is helping me to get to the 1,000 subs that I need. If you want a reading with me, I'm a psychic. I have all kinds of great readings on my website. Check that out below. Hit the little bell if you want to be notified of my next video. Thanks so much.